Udbodhana, 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 Udbodhana. Namah
Hi, this is Carole Poirier, Vice President of Bharati, Center for Bharata and Natya in Montreal. I am proud and privileged to welcome you to this hour of Udbodhana. Je suis Carole Poirier, la vice-présidente de Bharati à Montréal, et je suis fière de participer avec vous à ce moment Udbodhana. Udbodhana is a Sanskrit meaning illumination. As we are passed through dark and difficult times of global pandemic, I hope this offering of music, personal stories, photographs to celebrate World Dance Day will bring us together. We, the peoples of the world, need to be together to fight this coronavirus and help us to build cultural bridges between our community. Le symbole d'illumination qui nous représente actuellement est l'arc-en-ciel. Nous tous savons qu'après la pluie, l'arc-en-ciel apparaît et que l'arc-en-ciel représente l'espoir. L'espoir de trouver une solution pour vaincre la COVID-19. L'espoir que cette vague de générosité et d'amour se répande partout dans le monde. Espoir que nous prendrons soin les uns des autres dans le futur. Espoir que la diversité et nos différences seront une force pour bâtir ce futur. My own interest and involvement with dance has been nurtured as a young woman growing up in Hochelaga Maisonneuve in Montreal, and now being closely associated with Bharati. Je connais le potentiel et le pouvoir des arts. J'ai collaboré à l'adoption et la mise en œuvre de la Convention sur la diversité culturelle à l'UNESCO comme représentante des États de la francophonie. I invite you to join all of those who are using the arts at this hour of need to heal ourselves. Let us pledge to build cultural bridges to foster a better understanding and goodwill. Merci de m'accueillir chez vous, in your group, dans votre famille, at your home, et je suis heureuse of your friendship bringing in my life. Have a good day.
Namaskar. Bharati Foundation Montreal, in collaboration with Parampara Center Delhi, is presenting an illustrated podcast Udbodhana. Ce podcast illustré est présenté dans le cadre de la Journée mondiale de la danse 2020. Soulful vocal renditions by Elangovan Govindarajan, Director of Parampara Center, feature in this presentation. C'est un plaisir et honneur pour Parampara d'être associé avec Bharati et Dr Mamata Nyuginakra pour cette occasion. I, Marie Elangovan, Artistic Director of Parampara, and Elangovan Govindarajan are sending our warmest greetings on World Dance Day. This Tamil prayer is dedicated to Lord Ganesha, the elephant-headed god who is worshipped as the obliterator of obstacles. Cette prière en langue tamile est dédiée au dieu à la tête d'éléphant, Ganesha, qui est vénéré pour son pouvoir à éliminer les obstacles.
எங்கள் குலை தவிர்ப்பான் கணமொழிவான் எங்கள் குலை தவிர்ப்பான் அனுதினம் முதலாய் உண்மையை துதிப்பாய் அனுதினம் முதலாய் உண்மையை துதிப்பாய் மனம் இறங்கி மனம் இறங்கி என்னை ஆட்கொண்டருள்வாய் மகா கணபதியே நின் தாழ் பணிந்தோம் வர குணபதியே குஞ்சர முகத்தோனே செல்வ கணபதியே நின் தாழ் பணிந்தோம்
Namaskar. This is Mamata Yogi Nakra, President and Artistic Director of Kala Bharati, a Bharatanatyam center in Montreal. I'm with Michel Lavardier, fondly known as Murari also. Bonjour Michel. Happy to have you interview me. You have been with us for a long time, since Kala Bharati's inception. You have contributed to our activities in so many ways as well.
Bonjour Mamata. Bonjour tout le monde. Greetings to all of you. It's good to be here. I have been privileged to be part of the Kala Bharati team since the beginning, and I have always enjoyed being involved in one way or another in various projects. J'ai été très heureux de réaliser le logo de Kala Bharati, beaucoup d'affiches, et j'ai aussi fait de nombreuses traductions françaises des textes. Over the years, I have always wondered, but actually never asked, what made you start Kala Bharati?
When my husband Harbans Nakra and I successfully finished our doctoral studies, we decided to stay back in Montreal and call it home. We thought it would be a good idea to do some activity other than our professional jobs, contribute to the cultural life of our city. J'ai reçu ma formation à Bharatanatyam des célèbres gurus U.S. Krishna Rao et Chandrabhaga Devi de Bangalore. Et j'ai été réalisé qu'il serait intéressant d'organiser des activités autour des arts et de la culture de l'Inde. My gurus were on a visit to North America in 1980. Around the same time we were considering this. I invited them to come to Montreal to visit us and give a lecture demonstration on Bharatanatyam. And they did.
And the rest, of course, is history. I recall the first visit by your gurus and the Indian Dance Conference in collaboration with Larry Tremblay of the Université du Québec de Montréal, the Department of Dance and Theatre in 1982. It was so enlivening and unique at that time to have this conference in the very heart of the city. Les diverses communautés culturelles qui ont choisi de s'installer à Montréal font rarement l'effort de présenter leur culture comme partie intégrante des arts et des spectacles de leur terre d'adoption. And looking back at this, how would you describe the effect of this initiative?
It had a momentous impact for Indian classical dance. Surtout que M. René Lévesque, qui était alors Premier ministre, a écrit une lettre d'une grande sincérité et de reconnaissance, en appui à notre heureuse initiative. This not only set the tone for this conference, but the entire work of 4 decades at Kala Bharati. La troupe Kala Bharati has performed at Place des Arts, Tangente, the different maisons de la culture, and always had many francophones in the audience. Your contribution in making us function bilingually has been invaluable. Our training is rigorous and with strict adherence to the Panthanallu tradition, as bequeathed by our gurus. Our legacy is firmly rooted in the tradition of Bharatanatyam, but the French-Canadian element or presence has been an important quotient throughout.
I fully understand what you mean about high standard in training, as I have been the stage manager for all the performances except one. Le public du Québec a été privilégié de pouvoir constater au fil des ans l'exceptionnelle qualité des représentations de la troupe Bharati. Indeed, they all dance like professionals, and yet they were learning it for the pleasure of performing. It has always puzzled me that none of them ever considered becoming full-time professional Bharatanatyam dancers. Nevertheless, the quality of your teaching has also been noticed in India, and Guruji recognized this outstanding standard so much so that he gave you an award for your dance teaching, greeting you among the elite of Bharatanatyam teachers.
An overwhelming experience indeed. Nothing can be more rewarding than this reward. To be honored by my own gurus is the highest honor I could dream of. J'ai toujours été fidèle à la tradition avec l'aide de mes gurus, mais j'ai aussi été influencé et inspiré par les activités florissantes du milieu de la danse à Montréal. I presented traditional items in group choreographies. These were appreciated because of the imaginative patterns and pathways the items created. I was very pleased that my work was well received by the critics and the connoisseurs when La Troupe Bharati performed in India for the first time in 1989.
You presented some of these traditional Bharatanatyam items in group choreography at Place des Arts, where you were one of the Montreal cultural institutions invited to open their autumn season in 1993. I remember the full house at Théâtre Maisonneuve giving a long standing ovation, sans oublier les centaines de personnes qui attendaient en ligne, espérant obtenir un billet pour la représentation et à qui on a dû refuser l'entrée parce que la salle était déjà pleine. A few years later, your seasonscape also got a rapturous reception at Tangente. I bring this up because both Place des Arts and Tangente audiences were regular, knowledgeable dance audiences of Montreal. But your later production for Seasonscape for the Ascendant series at Tangente was quite different.
Yes, Seasonscape was quite a departure from a conventional Bharatanatyam recital. Tangente is a performing venue for Western contemporary dance. So the invitation by them in 1995 to share the billing with 5 other well-known contemporary dance choreographers from Montreal posed a special challenge for me. I must add that the sensitive collaboration with the well-known Carnatic musician Madurai T. and Seshagopalan enabled me to push the boundaries of Bharatanatyam and explore possibilities in choreography, using its innate idiom and syntax.
Looking back, what makes you feel your piece Seasonscape successfully met the challenge of being a Bharatanatyam presentation rooted to its tradition?
This is such a good question, Michel. Seasonscape was received with a lot of enthusiasm by the public, high praise by local critics and press, and much applause and appreciation by the dance community. In one word, it was a great success in Montreal. It was equally successful in India.
Were you surprised by the impact Seasonscape had created on the Indian dance scene?
Yes, I was. I wasn't quite sure how Seasonscape would be received in India. In 1997, Kamalini Dutt, the Deputy Program Director at CPC National Television, saw a video of Seasonscape and decided to invite La Troupe Kala Bharati. She recorded an hour-long Bharatanatyam performance by its dancers. Seasonscape was a part of a week-long special program of music and dance in connection with the Golden Jubilee celebrations of Indian independence. It was telecast on Doordarshan, the national Indian TV channel, on the 13th of August, and selected to be telecast again on the 15th of August, the Independence Day itself, right after the speech to the nation by the Prime Minister of India. This was a recognition beyond my wildest expectation. Also, the fact my Guru U.S. Krishna Rao came to Delhi to be present during the recording was a great blessing.
You have created quite a few other pieces of innovative choreography. Arjun, Padukarchana with Guru Govindarajan providing the musical score, Danse Jazz Coup d'après David Neudorfer et accompagné par un musicien de jazz, Jason Selman, and Sishu Sadhana in collaboration for the music with Osarun. The years at Kalabharati have been so rich and productive. Among your remarkable work, I can easily pinpoint Sishu Sadhana, which stands out as a path-breaking contribution to Bharatanatyam, as it deals with dance and the child.
I'm glad you mentioned Shishu Sadhana in such glowing terms. This was a creative endeavor inspired by Bans. I was very blessed to have Bans as a partner in life and also a partner in my dance activities. My own experience of teaching Bharatanatyam outside the country of origin formed the basis of the child-friendly Bharatanatyam repertoire I created. But he provided me with the sustenance I needed. As you know, his interest in the area of dance and the child was profound, and his research and study was from a scientific perspective. He was the ideal source of guidance and inspiration for such an undertaking. I'm very grateful to all those, too many to mention here, who have made it possible. But I must mention O.S. Arun. He took a lot of interest in this production, gave a lot of time, and Arun's contribution as the music composer for all the items in the repertoire was outstanding.
Considering Sishu Sadhana being a masterpiece, du moins selon mon opinion, I am convinced it had helped Kalabharati to be a force in the area of dance and the child. You are now working with artists in Delhi and Kolkata on a project called Stairways to Happiness. Can you tell us more about it?
Yes, it involves the arts in education. Kalabharati took the initiative and launched the project Stairways to Happiness, inspired by Bans Nakra's contribution to this area of dance and the child. A day-long symposium was held last year in April at India International Centre in Delhi. It was attended by a group of dance activists, musicians, theatre performers, along with medical doctors, scholars, and policymakers in education. They discussed ways of increasing happiness quotient for school children through an enlarged vision of whole child education, which includes music and dance movements, along with fun activities such as kite flying and related arts and crafts, largely informed by Bans's book, Place for Dance in Whole Child Education, a Scientific Perspective. Carol Poirier, a vice president, and Bratto Basu, a well-known personality in the world of theatre, signed an entente between the two cities, Montreal and Kolkata, for exchanges. There are some concrete plans for exchanges with Sudarshan of Sapphire Creations and Bishwajit Das of Jonaki next year.
À propos de la contribution de Kalabharati à Montréal et au Québec, pouvez-vous nous en dire un peu plus?
As you are aware, Marie-Josée Lecour has welcomed the Kalabharati legacy at the Bibliothèque de la Danse Vincent Warren in Montreal. Encouraged by this fact, we are archiving our legacy. Kalabharati hopes, through its service to the art of dance, and particularly Bharatanatyam, we will continue to inspire with our creations, delight with our explorations, and comfort with our productions. Merci Murari pour ces mots gentils. En effet, nous sommes heureux de voir contribuer selon notre devise, par la danse, rapprochement et ouverture.
Cette composition porte sur les enseignements de Bouddha qui a montré au monde le chemin de la paix et de la sagesse, nous apprenant à vivre en harmonie avec tous les êtres vivants sur terre. This composition eulogizes the teaching of Buddha, who showed us to live in peace and harmony with all living beings on earth.
Buddham Sharanam gacchami, Sangam Sharanam gacchami, Dhammam Sharanam gacchami, Buddham Sharanam gacchami, Sangam Sharanam gacchami, Buddham Sharanam gacchami, Dhammam Sharanam gacchami, मोह को छोड़ो सुख को पाओ सिखलाया सिद्धार्थ ने मोह को छोड़ो सुख को पाओ सिखलाया सिद्धार्थ ने बुद्धम gacchami, Sangam Sharanam gacchami, Buddham Sharanam gacchami, Dhammam Sharanam gacchami, महलों में जन्मी त्यागा संसार को, महलों में जन्मी त्यागा संसार को, जोगी बनकर ज्ञान की दी दीक्षा, महलों में जन्मी त्यागा संसार को, जोगी बनकर ज्ञान की दी दीक्षा, विश्व को शांति की राह दिखाई, विश्व को शांति की राह दिखाई, बुद्धं शरणं गच्छामि, संघं शरणं गच्छामि, बुद्धं शरणं गच्छामि, धम्मं शरणं गच्छामि, हर जीवों से तुम प्यार करो, हर जीवों से तुम प्यार करो, ये धरती उनकी भी तो है, हर जीवों से तुम प्यार करो, ये धरती उनकी भी तो है, हिंसा छोड़ो अहिंसा अपनाओ, हिंसा छोड़ो, अहिंसा अपनाओ। बुद्धं शरणं गच्छामि, संघं शरणं गच्छामि। बुद्धं शरणं गच्छामि, धम्मं शरणं गच्छामि। बुद्धं शरणं गच्छामि, धम्मं शरणं गच्छामि। बुद्धं शरणं गच्छामि, संघं शरणं गच्छामि। बुद्धं शरणं गच्छामि, धम्मं शरणं गच्छामि। बुद्धं शरणं गच्छामि, संघं शरणं गच्छामि। बुद्धं शरणं गच्छामि, धम्मं शरणं गच्छामि। बुद्धं शरणं गच्छामि, बुद्धं शरणं गच्छामि। बुद्धं शरणं गच्छामि, बुद्धं शरणं गच्छामि।
Réalisant l'importance d'une vie tournée vers Dieu, le poète se remet en question en se demandant si, en dépit de toutes les mauvaises actions commises, il a toujours le droit d'entrer dans le temple sacré. Realizing the importance of a life centered on God, the poet asks himself if, after all the wrongs committed, he still has the privilege of stepping into the sacred temple.
जन्म द्वार तुम्हारे आऊं, मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे, निर्मल वाणी पाकर तुझसे नाम न तेरा गाया, निर्मल वाणी पाकर तुझसे नाम न तेरा गाया, नैन मूंद कर है परमेश्वर कभी न तुझको ध्याया, मन वीणा की तारे टूटे अब क्या गीत सुनाऊं, मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे द्वार तुम्हारे आऊं, मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे, इन पैरों से चल कर तेरे मंदिर कभी न आया, इन पैरों से चल कर तेरे मंदिर कभी न आया, जहां जहां हो पूजा तेरी कभी न शीश झुकाया, है हरिहर में ही हार के आया, अब क्या हार चढ़ाऊं, मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे द्वार तुम्हारे आऊं, मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे द्वार तुम्हारे आऊं, मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे,
Good day, dear all.
Bonjour, cher ami.
My name is Mohinder Gulati.
And I am Manju Gulati. We have a long and important association with Kala Bharati Bharatanatyam Center in Montreal. We have 5 children.
Our 4 daughters Sangeeta, Rajni, Seema and Ritu learned classical Indian dance at Kala Bharati, where dance training was given at a high standard. The students were invited to perform at various cultural programs around the world and took part in activities such as dance, seminars and workshops by well-known gurus including Mamataji, Guru U.S. Krishna Rao and Chandrabhaga Devi of Bangalore and Guru Govindarajan of Delhi, India. Our daughter's learning process was enriched by interactions and performances with several well-known artists from India who visited North America. Through their dance training, they were exposed to Indian culture.
I quote and unquote what she mentioned in her email as follows. I am grateful to Mamata Aunty and Bans Uncle Ji's role played in my life, as not only have I carried your influence into adulthood, but today it grounds me to my roots.
Manju and I recall what a great day it was for our family when in 1994 our daughters Rajni and Ritu completed successfully their training and gave their Ranga Parvesh. This meant performing a full Bharatanatyam repertoire of 9 items. It took dedication, discipline, and devotion on the part of everyone. We started our association with Kala Bharati 4 decades ago as community members and parents of young girls. We are now supporters and well-wishers belonging to the Kala Bharati Parivar. As years went by, the involvement became more meaningful, and we are happy to join the board of directors and to help the institution carry on with its presence in Montreal culture scene. Thank you very much.
Merci beaucoup.
This is Usha Mukherkar, recalling my early interactions with the Nakra couple in Montreal. Harbans and my husband, Dr. Dinkar Mukherkar, were friends. They both were electrical engineers teaching in universities. We met the Nakras in meetings and at the community functions. I took these opportunities to spend time with Mamta and got to know her work in dance. I was impressed by her teaching Bharatanatyam very seriously at a dance school out of her love for dance and sharing her passion entirely on a voluntary basis. Mamata voulait que la danse classique de l'Inde soit partie intégrante de la scène montréalaise et pas seulement une activité de la communauté indienne. Le premier étudiant à compléter sa formation et son Ranga Pravisha a été un Québécois, Benoît Villeneuve. Benoît Villeneuve est devenu professeur et danseur professionnel. Il est connu sous le nom de Jai Govinda. As a travel agent, I was quite involved in looking into Kala Bharati travels. A memorable event was the 1997 tour when La Troupe Kala Bharati was invited to perform Seasons at Doordarshan, the Indian national television. Mamta's well-known production had been selected to be broadcasted on Golden Jubilee celebrations. Her innovative and creative touch took the institution to greater heights. Working with Kala Bharati made me aware of the great support Harbans provided. He was the silent worker behind the scene, looked into every detail with his typical patient, polite and professional manner. If behind every great man there is a woman, we can say behind Mamata there was an exceptional man, Harbans Nakra. En tant que membre du conseil d'administration, je souhaite contribuer au succès international du centre de Bharatanatyam qui est devenu Kala Bharati. May it continue to grow, develop and flourish. Thank you.
I'm B.S. Rao. I've been associated with Kala Bharati for a long time, since 1980. I've known Mamata and Buns. Mamata is a great exponent of Bharatanatyam, and Buns, being an engineer with his scientific mind, has managed to show how Bharatanatyam can help youngsters to concentrate on their job and have discipline in their life. I wish Mamata and the associates great success in the future. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Jeet Neogi. I'm the Vice President of Marketing at a mobile gaming company called Playtika, which makes free-to-play mobile gaming applications. It's a real honor to be part of this enriching Udbodhana project, a project which has brought together people from diverse cultural and work backgrounds, most of whom are joined primarily by the common thread of an association with Kala Bharati in some way, shape, or form. Although I was born in Canada, as a kid, I moved back with my parents to India, which is where I grew up and did my early schooling. Thereafter, I came to Canada to attend university. Apart from being accepted at McGill University, there were a couple of very big reasons why I chose Montreal. First and foremost was the presence of family, my uncle Harbans Nakra and my aunt Mamta Yogi Nakra in the city, and the joie de vivre of this city, which is so unique and special to Montreal. When I landed in Montreal, it was my aunt and uncle who welcomed me, helped me settle in and get accustomed to the city, the weather, and most importantly, the Canadian and Quebecois way of doing things. One very important aspect of this period was getting introduced to the institution of Kala Bharati, which was founded and managed by my aunt, Mamta Neogi Nakra. As a new youngster in town, it provided me an avenue to quite a few different things. It provided me an enrichment by exposing me to a very different side of my own culture that I unfortunately was not exposed to while in India, the world of Indian classical dance and music. Through its well-thought-out projects over the years, Bharati has certainly intertwined the two very rich cultures of India and Quebec, Canada. I would say this has contributed a lot to the city and the country. One great thing about the institution is that it invites a host of leading experts to share their wealth of knowledge in a variety of related cultural fields. They visit from various parts of the world, but mostly from India. Many a times I was appointed as their local tour guide, which gave me an opportunity to interact with these immensely talented people. Some of the conversations, debates, and discussions widened my knowledge about the world of Indian dance and culture. And who doesn't want to be a tour guide in this wonderful city of ours that is Montreal? It is great to be a part of the Bharati family and do my little bit in small ways whenever I'm available and called upon. I attended many wonderful shows, met many amazing people, and furthered my knowledge about Indian and Quebec cultures, most of which I will treasure throughout my life. Thank you, Bharati.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Yasmine. Installée à Montréal depuis l'an 2000, j'ai grandi au Yémen, où on regarde beaucoup de films indiens. Malgré la différence de religion, nous, les Yéménites, nous identifions à la culture sud-asiatique plutôt que celle de l'Occident. It was always fascinating for me to see how Indians sing, chant, and dance to worship the divine. A total contrast with our Islamic tradition. En 2011, j'ai vu une publicité de Bharati dans un journal de Brossard et j'ai contacté Dr Mamata. Elle m'a invité à un temple dans un Hochelaga Maisonneuve-Ville. Ah, quelle approche intelligente pour tester la tolérance d'une personne. That was my first time in an Indian place of worship. I was hesitant and I wondered if I was doing the right thing. Mamataji read my mind and told me in her gracious and comforting voice, "You can learn this dance thinking of your Lord, Yasmin. Whether it is Om, Ram, Allah, a rock, or even a lotus, it doesn't matter." Son ouverture et son esprit avant-gardiste ne m'ont pas laissée indifférente. Ma plus belle aventure avec la danse venait de commencer. Étudier a toujours été un défi pour moi. La danse me donne ma bouffée d'oxygène. Quand je danse, pas de place à l'anxiété. Une séance me transporte dans un univers euphorique et spirituel. Quand je retourne chez moi, que j'ouvre mes livres, les textes sont plus faciles à lire, les examens plus simples à réussir. With Bharati, I performed dance for children. I had the honor to make the pledge to give every child a right to dance. Bharati est ma joie de vivre. Thank you, Mamaji, for making me part of your shoot in an alien soil. Ram, Allah, where are you? Let me dance, so you are there. Every gesture longs for you.
Ce chant trace des parallèles entre la vie et exploits de Rama et Krishna, avec une mention spéciale de leurs bien-aimés, Sita et Radha. This song traces parallels of the life and heroic deeds of Rama and Krishna, with a special mention of their consorts, Sita and Radha.
Ram सागर यशोद बाला ब्रिज नंद लाला मुरली मनोहर श्याम यशोद बाला ब्रिज नंद लाला मुरली मनोहर श्याम दशरथ नंदन सूर्य मुकुंदन करुणा सागर यशोद बाला ब्रिज नंद लाला मुरली मनोहर श्याम राम मेरे राम श्याम मेरे श्याम राम सीता राम श्याम राधे श्याम अहल्य पाप मिटाए राम कालिय नृत्य दिखाए श्याम अहल्य पाप मिटाए राम कालिय नृत्य दिखाए श्याम दशरथ प्यारे राजा राम यशोदा प्यारे गोकुल श्याम दशरथ प्यारे राजा राम यशोदा प्यारे गोकुल श्याम राम मेरे राम श्याम मेरे श्याम राम सीता राम श्याम राधे श्याम दुष्ट रावण संहारे राम पापी कंस मिटाए श्याम दुष्ट रावण संहारे राम पापी कंस मिटाए श्याम रघुपति राघव राजा राम द्वारका नंदन है घनश्याम रघुपति राघव राजा राम द्वारका नंदन है घनश्याम राम मेरे राम श्याम मेरे श्याम राम सीता राम श्याम राधे श्याम राम सीता राम श्याम राधे श्याम राम सीता राम श्याम राधे श्याम
Cette chanson porte sur l'importance de la charité et une vie centrée sur la recherche spirituelle pour atteindre la connaissance suprême qui se manifeste comme une lumière pure et effervescente. This song highlights the importance of leading a life oriented towards charity and spiritual pursuit to realize the highest knowledge, which is manifested as a pure and effervescent light.
Jodi 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 sivam jodi 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 suyam jodi 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 param jodi 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 arun jodi 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 sivam vama jodi soma jodi vana jodi jnana jodi vama jodi soma jodi vana jodi jnana jodi maga jodi yoga jodi vana jodi nada jodi maga jodi yoga jodi vana jodi nada jodi yeru jodi yama jodi yeru jodi viru jodi yema jodi yama jodi yeru jodi viru jodi ega 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 jodi adi nida padane ada nida padane adi nida vedane ada nida padane vadi jnana bodhane varga varga nadane vadi jnana bodhane varga varga nadane varga varga nadane varga varga nadane
Monoya Winslas Anilus, I discovered a vibrant multicultural community of people passionate of India's culture and dance that exists for close to 40 years here in Montreal. My story started with Bharati in July 2019 when I was contacted to solve some website issues. I am the founder and CEO of Tenons Systems, a custom software development and web design company based in Montreal, Canada. Tenons Systems is the editor of the well-known Laboratory Information Management Systems, SLABMED, that I started 23 years ago to help reducing the workload of medical laboratory workers and allow patients to get their test results in no time. Being a software engineer, I've always been attracted by all sorts of dance as it helps me decompress, maintain some physical activities, and avoid burnout. I felt instantly at home and was bedazzled by the impact their work have on the members of this community, and also the potentials of their work, especially in the pandemic time, to heal solitude and mental illness. Durant cette période difficile de long confinement due à la pandémie COVID-19, la meilleure façon pour une organisation d'aider ses membres et l'humanité tout entière, c'est d'être présent sur le web, et particulièrement sur les médias sociaux. I'm working on just that to make sure that collaborative work can be seen around the world from its website, collaborative.ca, and its social media channels. I invite you to become like me, part of that multicultural community that Collaborative represents. Thank you.
Bonjour, je me nomme Bhavata Montaram. Je fais partie de la grande famille Bharati depuis 1988. As a little girl growing up in a foreign land, I wanted to stay connected to my roots and was attracted to discover and learn Bharatanatyam dance, which seemed like a fairy tale. I wanted to enjoy the movements, the storytelling, and combined with the music, it felt magic, and the spirituality helped me to understand my culture. D'étudiante à membre de la troupe, j'ai eu la chance de faire mon Ranga Pravesh au sein de l'école Bharati. Cette étape importante apporte un sens d'accomplissement et avoir eu la formation au sein de Bharati était une expérience gravée à vie. A strong discipline, a great set of values, and Mamta Aunty as a teacher were the base to an enriched lifelong journey to develop the human being that I became. With my involvement in Bharati Dance School, I have collaborated in many different activities of promoting the Indian heritage to various communities. Le programme Fenêtre sur le monde permettait de créer ce pont entre les deux cultures et de faire vivre des moments uniques aux enfants dans les diverses écoles québécoises, du primaire au collégial. Fenêtre sur le monde permettait de montrer les différents mouvements de mains et des pieds, de danse, de raconter les rituels et les tests symboliques de la culture indienne et ainsi de capter l'attention de l'audience et de leur ouvrir l'esprit sur une autre culture. This helped build bridges between the two communities and develop new ideas to share and discuss. This bridge that we built with Bharati made me realize the importance to give this workshop to others and thus to open our minds in order to share the knowledge that we have of our culture and dance in order to break the barriers and understand each other. We also performed many new choreographies at one of Quebec's major dance centers, Place des Arts, Tangente, les Maisons de la Culture, such as demonstrating dance shows in various festivals around the province or traveling to India, elevated the contribution of Bharati to help promote Indian arts in this Quebec scene. Maintenant, je suis fière d'être membre du conseil d'administration de Bharati et de contribuer à la promotion du Bharatanatyam dans cette plaque tournante culturelle qu'est Montréal, au Québec et dans le monde.
Bonjour, je suis Natasha Sher, danseuse, photographe et cinéaste. Née au Bangladesh, j'ai appris la danse manipuri et la danse folklorique de mon pays. I'm joining Winslas to work on Natyangan, a dance foyer in cyberspace, a Bharati project to reach out the world through the web. In 2009, while I was working for Radio Canada, I came to interview Mamata Auntie about Bharati and Indian dance in Montreal. During the interview, I discovered that Bharati was a place where East met West, a dance Makkah in Montreal. It offers teachers training programs, different workshops, seminars, inspiring publications such as Shishu Sadhana, a Bharatanatyam repertory for children, and place for dance in whole child education, a scientific perspective by Bansnakra. C'était incroyable. En 2010, j'ai donné des cours de danse de créative aux enfants des parcs extension. Mes échanges avec mon Auntie et Bansankel m'a aidé, m'a amélioré mes cours. J'ai fait une demande de mentorat artistique. 2011, j'ai choisi de monter une chorégraphie autour de Palki, le Pelekwe, premier transport du monde traditionnel du Bengale. Bansankel discussed the kinetic physics, the body movements, how empty and the heavy polki changes the expression, the energy level from dawn to dusk, small details based on his book. It was a great gift. My dance group participated in many events like Fête des Enfants de Montréal, Weekend du Monde, and received the first prize for community dance. I'm eternally grateful to both of them. J'ai participé de la conférence démonstration anatomie de la danse indienne comme danseuse de Manipuri lors du centenaire de U.S. Krishna Rao. Mamutanti and Bansanko are my motivation, illumination. They inspired and flourish my work in dance and audiovisual. I always believe in stands like close to people, like sunshine, and Bharati is my sunshine.
Bonjour, je suis Sylvie Bello. Jeune fille, j'ai étudié le Kathakali en Inde pendant 18 mois. À mon retour au Québec, quel plaisir de participer et de danser au premier symposium des danses de l'Inde en septembre 1982, organisé par Bharati en collaboration avec le regroupement Danse et Théâtre de l'UQAM. Il réunissait étudiants, professeurs et danseurs. I met Mamata and Harbansnakra, the gurus Krishna Rao and Chandra Bhaga Devi, from whom Mamata Yoginakra and many other dancers have studied, all gathered under the theme Tradition and Experimentation. This meeting with students and dance scholars was a determinant moment in my life. It helped me to stay in contact with Indian dance and enabled me to deepen my knowledge through the years. Au fil des ans, j'ai rencontré les Nakra à plusieurs reprises. inspiré par la vision de Mamata et par sa manière de penser la danse autrement, j'ai commencé à participer aux activités de Kala-Bharati. Depuis 2009, j'ai collaboré à des rencontres, des conférences, au centenaire de Guru Krishna Rao, à des ateliers pour les jeunes et aux célébrations du 375e anniversaire de Montréal. Ce contact constant avec la danse de l'Inde m'a amené à me questionner sur ce que celle-ci m'avait apporté comme artiste et à entreprendre un doctorat en littérature, art de la scène et de l'écran à l'Université Laval. We now have 2 teams working with us in India. In Delhi, Anil Wadhwa and his wife Pinky, Vishal Parisha and his sister Rupina are interested in their uncle's contribution to dance and the child. In Kolkata, Sudarshan of Sapphire Creation and Bishwajit of Janaki are partners for the Kite Project, our presentation for school children. In April 2019, in Delhi, we inaugurated Stairways to Happiness to celebrate the immense contribution of Bans Nakra to Kala-Bharati and the world of dance.
Namo